Welcome to Quality of Life Radio, hosted by Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazines.com.
The holiday season is here, and you know what that means. It can stretch the waistline. We don't know anything about that, right, Nancy?
It's like the Mississippi River.
I know, it can happen. It can expand, and then sometimes we can stay in balance. We can be naughty, but we don't want anything to be bad for our hearts. And joining us on Big Blend Radio today to share tips on how to be heart healthy this holiday season and how not to freak out in the new year if we were naughty is Dr. Jacqueline Eubany. Dr. Jackie is a board-certified cardiologist and electrophysiologist and author of the best-selling book, Women and Heart Disease, The Real Story. And, she comes on our shows all the time. She's one of our Big Blend Radio experts and contributors. And she's always there to remind us that heart disease remains the #1 killer of women in America, which is really a big number. It kills more women than breast and lung cancer combined. And she's on a mission to educate women and their families about heart disease. And we're really happy to have her here again on the show to talk about that and to keep us informed so we don't eat too many of those little sprinkly cookies, with all the little sprinkly Christmassy things. And
take those.
I know. Rather wear the ugly Christmas sweater. Everyone,
I don't like the ugly.
Go get Dr. Jackie's book. This is what should happen on the holidays. Give it to everybody. It is womenandheartdiseasebook.com. Of course, it's on Amazon, all those great places as well. Dr. Jackie, always good to have you back on the show. How are you?
I'm great. It's always good to be back. So you know what? I have to say something. You are getting very good at saying the word electrophysiologist. When I first started, you couldn't even pronounce the word, and you are just getting really good at it. I don't even know what to say.
Oh, well, thank you. And did you hear my pause? I go, there's the word. There's the word. I pause. I'm like, there's the word. But we always think about you. Like, we watched the Doctor TV show, and I know you told us not to, get to, that's how it is. And they did that. That's the thing. That's the paddle thing, right? Wow.
So when they go
that's crazy,
when they go clear, you all stand back, right?
Yes.
Wow. So Dr. Jackie has paddles.
No, so I mean it's important,
No, it is because you're saving lives with that. So that's amazing. So I know I want to #1 say that not only a best-selling book has happened, Washington Post.
That's right.
You're up there. You're kicking butt with that.
Awesome.
I know you travel the world doing all kinds of amazing things, sometimes having fun, sometimes digging into history that you love, and also doing volunteer work. But in the middle of it all, you've also opened up the Cardiovascular Wellness Institute in Orange, California. And everyone, you can go to cvwellnessinstitute.com. So if you're in Southern California, you may want to go see Dr. Jackie. So you've been busy. And you're looking at another office too, right?
Cool.
Yes, I've been very busy. I've been fortunate enough to open my own private practice, like you mentioned, in Orange County. You can check out my website at www.cvwellnessinstitute.com. And shortly, I will be opening up another office in Irvine. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to have a grand opening ceremony at some point, maybe next month, just to solidify the opening of my businesses.
Wow.
Cool.
You go, girl. So, I know, she'll go. Everybody's going to bring the big scissors to do the ribbon opening, and she'll come out with paddles. Hey, everybody, it's electric. We're going to do the electric slide.
That's right.
I love it.
That's right.
I love this. So, because it's interesting. But now, how does that work for patients? So are these regular patients coming in to see you? And then when the paddle thing, that's like the hospital side, right? You don't
Well, I hope it is, but you never know what could happen with a cardiac patient. You can go into cardiac arrest in the office, and we do have equipment like that in the office in case of emergencies, but it rarely happens. Usually most people coming into the office for a visit are usually, healthier than those who show up in the emergency room. But yes.
So this is interesting. The holiday season, we're already in the stress land and everybody gets panicked. And Do you think that that's part, like when we look at heart health, and I know women, because women hold stress, right? That's part of the problem with this heart disease part for women is the stress level. Do you think that's part of it? I know we're going to talk about the food and everything, those little cupcakes. It's always those cupcakes. I'm serious.
Yeah.
And maybe that extra wine in the cupcake, just saying. But there's
Yes,
also
absolutely.
the stress involved that is bad. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. During the holidays tend to be the most stressful times for everyone in general. And when you have heart disease, it's very important to keep your stress level down so that you don't end up in the emergency room. We see quite a few admissions into the hospitals for heart conditions like heart failure, usually during the holidays. When people are just, stressed out, overeating and not exercising and things like that. So the holidays represent a very significant time for patients with coronary artery disease or heart disease in general. So it's very important to be mindful and to take care of yourselves during the holidays.
I know, because you have all these people coming over, and then you have to get everything ready on time. And then maybe you're stuck in the kitchen doing all the work and everybody else is having fun. And then so you're like, okay, I'm just going to have a shot of this or a little bit of wine.
The medicating time.
Yeah,
that's right.
Everybody else is
Dr.
out
Jackie
there.
doesn't like that kind of medicating.
Yeah, and then pretty soon you're all like, where's the oven?
Yeah. Yeah. No, this can go into a thing, and then all of a sudden you're eating leftovers and you're eating snacks that you didn't normally have during the day. Like it just becomes this thing from Thanksgiving until almost like Epiphany happens. We need Epiphany.
I think it starts on Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween starts with the candy.
Yeah. It starts on Halloween.
It's the candy.
That's right.
Cocktails. But I want to touch back on, there's the food thing, and that can also be triggered by the stress. Is there emotional, like when you think about sometimes seeing maybe family you don't want to see or whatever, everybody has their thing. No, everybody has their emotional thing. Is there that kind of stress too, where emotions beyond like the typical, I got to get a gift, there's this emotional side that can actually create anxiety or hypertension that could put your heart in a place that shouldn't, especially if you already have heart disease?
Yeah, absolutely. Hanging out with family may not always be the best, thing for everybody. You can have family feuds, family tensions, a lot of anxiety and stress when you get together with relatives of yours that maybe you haven't seen in a while, and that could add to your stress level. And that high stress level can definitely lead to bad behaviors, especially patients with coronary artery disease. So you have to be very mindful about situations like that and about making sure you take care of yourself.
I know we were talking to a friend, and she was talking about going through a stressful part in her life and getting, it was like, everybody was worried about her heart. And we're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about it, and it was this, what was it? Bulbous hysteria? And I was like, what? You had the giggles? No. Like you're something in her throat, where she felt like she had something in her throat, and it turned out to be really anxiety, and people were worried about her heart and everything. But once they figured it out, she was able to monitor it and learn how to live a better life for her, stress level, basically. And there was this thing, I don't know if I'm saying the right thing of how it is, but it was basically, she could almost get to a point of not breathing properly. And it was, came through that it was the stress level. And I wonder about that, because I know that there's a high suicide rate in the holiday season. And I always wonder about that, going back to
stress can mimic a lot of cardiac symptoms. When you're anxious, you have your adrenaline hormones going up, and you feel palpitations, your heart's racing, and you can have some chest discomfort, chest pain associated with that. And, a lot of symptoms that mimic cardiac disease. In most people who have no cardiac issues, it's not a problem. But if you do have cardiac issues, it can trigger an event that may be life-threatening. So that's why it's very important to keep your stress level down. But definitely anxiety mimics a lot of cardiac symptoms that can be very scary.
So, Dr. Jackie, one of the things I wanted to bring up is like talking about a heart attack happening. We talk about men having a heart attack, and we know, oh, something's going on. You know, Esther, I'm grabbing my heart. Something's happening. You know, you think about. I always say Esther, but it's not. It's I'm coming.
Who's Esther?
Now you can't remember. But the thing is, women, and this is something I know that is prompted you even more to write your book, Women and Heart Disease, is that women, we can have a heart attack, and it's like, you know, we'll just carry on making coffee for everybody while we have a heart attack. And that's something when I think in these gatherings that people should be aware of, because things happen in gatherings, and a lot of times we don't recognize it. So what are some of the signs we can look for with women having a heart attack?
Yeah, like I emphasized in my book, 43% of women who are having heart attacks do not exhibit the typical signs and symptoms of a heart attack, like the left-sided chest pressure, numbness in the arm. Women can have very nonspecific symptoms like nausea, vomiting, GI symptoms, shortness of breath that can be difficult to recognize that you are having a heart attack. So what I do is I try to educate my female patients about risk factors. Know your risk factors for heart disease. And if you are considered high risk for heart disease and you have a number of these non-specific symptoms like shortness of breath, indigestion is a big one, just sweating uncontrollably. If you have a number of these symptoms together, it's probably better for you to seek medical attention than not.
Mm-hmm. So stress, learning how to exhibit that and find these things out. But when someone's going through it, is there something people should look for, and like the look in the crowd and like she's going down? You know, is it the sweating part, like as a, you know, the other person because not going through it?
You might not be able to tell, or, you know, on occasion maybe there's loss of color in the person's face. The person just does not look right. But a lot of times the patient, you know, the person has to sort of tell you that they're not feeling well, or, you know, clutching their shirts, or, you know, trying to get a breath in. But it might be difficult for, you know, people to tell that there's something going on.
I've been to parties where something's happened to people, and that's why I bring it up. You know, it's like sometimes, because when you go to a party and holidays and you end up doing this cycle of things that you don't normally do every day, suddenly you're eating more cookies, suddenly you're maybe drinking more wine. I know this sounds so sad, and then next thing you know, and you're around people and you're dealing with stress of the holiday season and just the general stress that people are feeling right now. So that could spur things on if you're already like the straw on the camel's back. You know what I mean? You're already at that point.
Yeah, it could be the trigger that takes you over the edge and causes you to suffer that event that was, you know, you on the cusp of having, but this added stress can tip you over the edge.
Now, you talk about this. You've got an article up with some tips up on blendradioandtv.com, also featured in the November through January issue of Big Blend Radio and TV magazine. You talk about the importance of sleep. And that I've read, like, sleep is actually one of the best medicines, right, for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a good night's rest goes a long way in just your overall general health, and more specifically in your heart health. When you get a good night's sleep, you're more likely to engage in more mindful eating. You're more likely to exercise, and you're just more likely to take care of yourself. Can you just imagine being tired and exhausted? I know when I'm exhausted, because I've been up really late, I'm more likely to grab that cookie or eat the M&Ms, and I'm less likely to go to the gym, you know, because I'm too tired to go. So overall, sleeping, getting a good night's sleep helps you stay on path with good behavior.
I think when you're really tired, you grab the sugar.
Yes.
It gives you that immediate rush.
Yes, exactly.
Well, it's the same thing.
Well, the one
alcohol is sugar. No, it does. It becomes sugar in your body at some point. So
yeah, exactly.
But it's true. Well, sorry, but it's true.
Well,
it becomes like M&M.
Yeah, and then you double up on it. I remember once it was a Christmas party, and you and I eating, because we don't eat candy. we rarely eat it. And then once in a while we'll have like a little biscuit or something, like a little chocolate biscuit when we would take a hike or something. But I remember once, and it was like, hey, we were watching a movie. We watched The Wizard of Oz because I'd never seen it. I remember friends played it, and we had candy and we had wine. And next thing you know, neither one of us handled it very well because we didn't eat candy. And we ate a lot of candy, and we had a lot of wine, and we're like, you had like a weird uppity down kind of sugary thing, like up down, like you suddenly like, I'm up and I'm going down. This is not good.
Exactly.
It was not good.
No, it's a true phenomenon. When your blood sugars spike quickly, you just hit this high and then you just drop. So it's not a good idea to do that. Just rapid spikes, increases and decreases in blood sugar can cause havoc to the body.
But we do get to have fun over the holidays. I want to bring that up because, like Thanksgiving, I mean, we can still play Christmas. We can play Hanukkah. We can have fun, right?
Absolutely.
But why do we have to be like totally glutton? Like you've never seen,
or starve yourself.
No. Why do you have to like eat everything in sight suddenly?
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
I mean,
you don't.
I don't get it. Sorry.
You can still enjoy the holidays. I'm just saying that it's a good idea to just be mindful of how much you are eating, how much you are drinking, especially if you have a heart condition. But in general, just be mindful. It's always better to not overindulge in, all these sweets or food or alcohol, but just be mindful. And it takes you, you go a longer way being mindful during the holidays than not.
So you can stay up later and last longer.
Yeah.
Or take walks, go to the park, either early or late.
Oh, she brought that up, the 1 hour walk. And this is it. Dr. Jackie's in support of our 1 hour walk thing as we travel the country, our campaign on this. So 1hourwalk.com, join our Facebook group, but it's about getting out there and going into communities. And, it's been interesting as, we started our tour going to national parks and national park units, so there's 417 units as we speak now, but there's always new ones coming on board, I should say. And there's historical sites, there's seashores, there's trails, but there's always some component of taking a walk. And we always thought that was important, that people knew that you didn't need to be the athlete to go and do it. That's why we started this campaign. And then we realized the importance of urban parks. And talking to friends who are park rangers, they're like, all parks are important. Everybody needs a park within 15 minutes from their home to get them outside, to breathe some fresh air. And these parks need to have pathways. They need to have, there's those ones where you climb those little railing things that I don't know how to do. There's things that are fitness, So don't you think that's an important thing? Even people just taking a walk in their neighborhood to get outside and get moving. I know my body feels good when I move.
Absolutely. Exercise on a regular basis is always good for you. It's good for your heart, and it's just good for your whole body in general. I like the whole idea of going out in the park or walking in the neighborhood with friends because, if you can make it fun, it gives people an incentive to do it, and it's healthy for you. So why not?
Yeah.
So that's why trick-or-treating is okay. No kidding.
Oh, no. Oh, my.
I'm kidding.
Oh, my.
You're walking the neighborhood, but have some apples.
There you go. You can have some apples, or maybe you just eat one piece of candy. You don't have to eat the whole bucket full of candy.
Exactly. But this is the thing, as we look at this whole thing, getting outside, taking a walk, to me, you're going to have, there's this thing with Thanksgiving I didn't understand until we got to this country, and I don't know if you had that experience, Dr. Jackie, coming here. It's like there's this big Thanksgiving, and then people sit around on a couch and zip their pants and watch football, and then fall off the couch, end up in the ER because they fell off the couch.
No, it's really funny because here comes
they jump up.
Okay, and then it's like, oh well, and
women and men across the board. So there's this thing, and I'm like, go walk it off. If you ate it,
Exactly.
walk it. Like, isn't it a myth that we can't go and swim or walk or whatever after we eat? That's a myth, right? We can get up after we eat and move.
I think there is a...
Well, you want to wait maybe 20 or 30 minutes just so that you don't
There
vomit.
is,
But
you will get cramp.
I don't want to vomit.
Yeah.
Like that.
You just want to make sure your food,
so I know.
digest a little bit. So you don't want to do just hard physical activity right after you eat. Just give it 20, 30 minutes and you'll be good.
Okay. So we want to walk. We want to have a little exercise. So whatever routines you're doing, and that's the thing too, doesn't exercise reduce the stress? It does. That's the thing to do too.
Hold on, let me turn this off.
So Dr. Jackie, part of the holiday season is, we think, oh, we're so stressed out, we won't go to the gym, or we'll put this off and put that off, and then the New Year's comes, and then we freak out. So where is that level of what we should do with our exercising and food? Should we kind of keep our norm and just be naughty a little bit? Because then the New Year's, we don't want to be all freaked out.
Exactly. No, it's always important to maintain your exercise routine throughout the holidays. But I know sometimes it can be difficult because you're traveling and you're, spending the night at other people's homes, and you may not have access to your gym or what have you. But there are other things you can do as well. Like we talked about, you can go walk around the neighborhood. You can opt to take the stairs instead of the elevators. So just little things you can do to keep up your physical activity. But it's always important to try to maintain your routine if you can. And I know sometimes people fall off the wagon, but that's okay. You can always pick back up if you miss your physical activity for a couple of weeks. You need to just set realistic goals and, start again. Start from the scratch and start going to the gym and start walking again until you build it up.
Yeah, don't give up. Don't say, okay, now that's the end of it. You just keep going.
You can't do holiday all year round.
No.
So you really,
No.
I mean, you can go, okay, that was that.
Especially not with that ugly sweater.
No, well, I like ugly sweaters.
Me too. I would wear them year round. So Dr. Jackie, I want to know, like, holidays, what is your thing? What do you want to eat? What are you gonna do? Like, what's your thing that makes you happy?
What is my thing?
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy getting together with my family
Cool.
because I rarely get to spend time with them. So the holidays, the best part of the holidays to me is getting together with all my siblings and my nieces and nephews and just talking and laughing and cooking together, and just celebrating life in general. But of course, I love the food and I love the desserts and I love, the alcohol, but I try to, stick to a plan so that I don't overeat, and I continue my physical activity regimen throughout that period as well, so that I don't, so I don't fall off the wagon or what have you.
Yeah, it's just keep that going.
Why do people fall off the wagon? I mean, it's not going that fast.
Sometimes it is. It depends if you have a mule driving the wagon.
I know, that's right.
Like,
if you've had a mule,
like
you've had too much
dude
to
on
drink.
the end of a wagon that's being drawn by mules, and he's got a jug, and he just falls off.
And then Dr. Jackie comes running out with the paddles going, get up, get up. That's it. I know. But that's the thing, we're not perfect. And I think that's where part of that stress is for people, is the perfection part. And that's just, I look at myself in the mirror every day and I go, not happening. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Perfection is not there yet. It's coming, but maybe in the next life. But so for your favorite meal over the holidays, I'm going to know what you're eating. That's the thing. We want to know
what
food.
My favorite meal is actually macaroni and cheese. I look forward to macaroni and cheese for the holidays because you like cornbread?
I'd love cornbread.
Cornbread is good.
Sweet butter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love cornbread. And I might even put syrup on it.
Okay, mac and cheese. Sorry. Are you going to put bacon in there?
Maybe this one time I'll put a little bit of bacon, but I don't do it that often.
All right. And you're going to have 1 glass of wine, right? At least your 1 5-ounce.
1 5-ounce glass of wine. Absolutely.
Okay.
1 5-ounce glass of wine a day.
Okay.
With mac and cheese and cornbread with syrup on it. There you go. I'm all right. I'm feeling good.
Dr. Jackie, always so much fun chatting with you. You keep health fun, and that's important because it can sometimes be a scary topic, and we appreciate what you're doing, keeping heart health out in the forefront. Everyone, again, you can go get Dr. Jackie's book. It's Dr. Jacqueline Eubany. We like to call her Dr. Jackie because she's fun. She does let us have 5 ounces of wine a day, so therefore we love her. No, seriously, you're keeping us informed, keeping us on the straight and narrow. No jumping off the wagon. But everyone, womenandheartdiseasebook.com is the website to go to, and if you're in Southern California, Orange County region, you can also keep up with her at her Cardiovascular Wellness Institute in Orange, California. Go to cvwellnessinstitute.com. And of course, her articles are up on blendradioandtv.com, and also her heart healthy tips for the holidays are in the November through January issue of Big Blend Radio and TV magazine, and that includes New Year's. Don't drink the Magnum champagne on your own.
Oh, come on.
That's what friends are for. And I'll be
That's
your friend.
what friends are for.
I just want to say, you don't dump off the wagon, you fall off the wagon, because the mules stop. Then they have to be pushed to go forward, and when they go forward, you fall off the back.
See, that's it. It's not always your fault.
No, it's the mules, I'm telling you.
It's all about that. Also, we're going to play a song for Dr. Jackie. We always love to play music for our guests, and this one is Two Young Hearts, because the holiday season, everybody gets that little hookup thing happens, right?
Well, that's Valentine's.
Yes.
And so that's it. Like, you know, there's a big proposal, and then she's like, uh-oh.
I'll let you know.
Elizabeth, I'm coming. No, I'm kidding. but love happens in the holiday season. It's the big proposal time.
That's
right.
Starting
from Thanksgiving all the way through Valentine's Day, it all starts to happen.
That's weird.
But it happens. No, because the families are there. So it's like, hey, everybody, check it out. And so to everybody getting hitched, good luck. Best wishes. And here's a song. It's called Two Young Hearts. It's from our friend Dino Jag over in Australia. Mm-hmm. All I know is he's 17 and a half hours away from us when we do radio interviews with him. He's far away. But we love his music. And this is off of his latest EP. It's called Breakthrough. Again, Two Young Hearts. Here it is. Thank you, Dr. Jackie, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It was fun.
Happy holidays. And
happy
enjoy
holidays,
your 5
everyone.
We were two young hearts shooting for the stars. We made it to the moon, but we got lost on Mars. We traded diamond rings, we thought we had a lifetime thing. But it got messed up, I didn't feel your cup, I didn't give enough. If I could press rewind back to that time you first caught my eye, I'd go back now, bring out the violins, this time you'll feel my fire. Oh, you look so good, like a queen. You were such a dream, but I didn't know how to treat you then. I should have showed you that I loved you more than anything. Now all I wanna do is make you feel the best. Why don't we sail away, me and you? We could start again, brand new. We could have another dance. We deserve a second chance, 'cause two young hearts fall in love again. I'm gonna pick you up at 8, I won't be late. I'll be knocking on the door, you'll be running down the hall. It's gonna feel so wrong. I'll hold your hand and kiss you on the cheek as they play our song on the radio. I won't let you go. Why don't we sail away, you and me? We could start again, break free. We could have another dance. We deserve a second chance. mistakes. Lord knows I've changed. I'm drowning in tears of pain. It's so cold without a flame. It's not the same without you by my side. Now all I wanna do is make you feel, make you feel, make you feel the best. Why don't we sail away, me and you? We could start again, brand new. We could have another dance. We deserve a second chance. 'Cause two young hearts will fall in love again. We're falling in love again. We're falling in love again. We're falling in love again. Now we're heading for the Milky Way, looking for a place to stay, like two young hearts shooting for the stars.